are you okay with dating somebody as who they are right now? The way they came into your life and they didn't progress anymore. That was the cap and that was it. Are you okay with that? I do agree that, like, I think that's good to look at too. That date somebody for who they are and not for the potential that could become. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Nerdy Dating. I'm your host, Zakka. And what is Nerdy Dating? It is a relationship and dating advice podcast from a viewpoint of a nerd here in Kansas City. And there's a question you want me to answer on the show, please put in the comment section below, or you can send it to me on TikTok and Instagram, which is Nerdy Dating with Zakka or Zakka with Nerdy Dating. You can send me questions on there. I'll answer on the show for you guys. Also, please tell your friends, family, anybody who's going through some relationship turmoil or issues, they just need a third party or a third person to react to them and give us some advice. Please tell them that I got them. And thank you guys so much for watching the show. I really appreciate y'all. Love y'all so much. Now let's kick this off. I got told to react to a video and I'm gonna react to it. We'll see what this video is about. This is from Tony One. I think I say that name, Tony One. So let's see what they got to say.
Getting married is definitely not a perfect science. Questions every woman should ask herself before she marries that man. The first question is pretty straightforward. If you had a son who was just like your boyfriend, would you be proud of him? If you raised your son into him, would you be proud of yourself as a mother? Is he a kind man? Is he a respectful man? Is he a man full of integrity? Is he an honest man? That's one question you need to ask yourself. If you had a son just like him, would you be proud? My next question, and in no particular order, if he did not change...
Okay, so that first question, if he had a son, if I had a son who acted just like me, would I be proud of them? That's a good question to ask. I think it's a good question. You have a son. If your significant other, if your son grew up to be like your significant other, would you be proud of them and what they did? Yeah, that's a good question to ask. I agree with that. Okay, next question.
Would you still want him? Would you still want him if he stayed exactly the same as he is today? And I'm asking, one thing us girlies can do, it is fall for potential. We can unknowingly find ourselves in a relationship with men, not for who they actually are, but for who we want them to be or they can evolve into. But the thing is, not everyone evolves, honey. Not everyone evolves. So if he stayed exactly the same and did not change for the better... Now, this question is a bit morbid.
That's a good one. I like that one too. I've talked about this before on my podcast. Don't date for potential. Date for who they are. And let's say something happened, they do come into more money or do come into another level, whatever the case may be, and become more successful, where their level, whatever their definition of success is, great. But if they don't and they stay where they are now, are you okay with that? Are you okay with dating somebody as who they are right now? The way they came into your life and they didn't progress anymore. That was the cap and that was it. Are you okay with that? I do agree that, like, I think that's good to look at too. That date somebody for who they are and not for the potential that could become. Oh, they're doing this, doing that. But what happened that doesn't happen? What happened that doesn't come to fruition? Now look at you. So date somebody for that person. Don't date for potential of what could be.
Did something happen to you? Would you trust him to raise your kids well and be very active and present? If the answer is no, then you are going to be in for a ride, because he is going to expect you to do everything. You may as well be a single parent if you don't trust him to raise your kids properly, right? Now, we're not like this one, but my next question is this. When you get married, do you trust him to put your feelings?
I like that. I like that question.
Nobody wants a mummy's boy. A man shall leave his father and his mother and with his wife become one flesh. Now, you may choose to not apply that literally, but the point is, marriage is a partnership between a man and his partner, not a man and his mother. Hypothetically, if you couldn't work anymore, could you rely on him to be the sole breadwinner?
Okay, so do you agree? Do you think he'll put your feeling before his mother? at that point, you guys are married. You guys, I agree with her. You guys are a partnership, and you can get advice from your parents, but you have to make decisions for yourself. And you and your partner, you're married. You guys have to make decisions together. Y'all have to come together. Y'all a partnership. That's what this is. Y'all got married. Y'all a partnership. You're a team, and the team is between you two. So you guys have to come together and like make decisions versus always going out to get somebody else's thoughts before you make a move. You guys can make a move together. So I do agree with her with that. Like, it's what you and your partner, you're living with this person. Like, that's what it comes down to.
Can you trust your man to be a provider? Because in life, stuff happens, you know, and you don't want to be with a lazy man. And I'm not saying he needs to earn $1 million, but do you trust him to not be lazy and to put his family first? Now, I want you to think of this man.
But also that goes away as well. Like, let's say if the guy goes broke and he lost his job, became ground zero. Are you able to help out as well? Are you able to help and support him to help him get back to that point? So that is true. Like, yes, you got to be financially wealthy at the point, financially taken care of, financial success, whatever the case would be, and good to go. But if something goes wrong and he's the only breadwinner, you two are both stuck. So something to think about there. But yeah, like, if he's a provider, he's support, and not be lazy. It's the thing she said, not be lazy. You don't want a lazy partner. So I do give her credit on that one.
In intensity, would you still want him? And I say this because I personally think his worst traits should be something that don't fall into a non-negotiable. His worst traits shouldn't be that bad. All annoying things like, oh, he leaves the toilet seat up, or he can be too cheeky at times. Do you know what I mean? Like, if his worst traits were doubled or tripled, would you still want him? If the answer is no, then like, why do you want him with that single worst trait now? Like, I don't know. Now, I don't want this video to be too long. I can think of way more questions. Let me know if you want me to do a part 2. But the point is, although marriage is not an exact science, there are still things that can and should be considered. And if you decide to get married, your choice of life partner is one of the single most important decisions in your life. Bye, guys. Getting married.
Okay. I do agree with her on some of these things. Like, I do agree with her by saying marriage is one of the most important things you decide to do. There's a financial thing that comes with that, and also divorce is not cheap. So you want to make sure you find the right partner. You want to do marriage for one time. Like, that should be the goal. Marriage should be one time. It not should be, oh, I can pay for divorce down the line. No, it should be a one-time thing. So I do agree with that. I don't think you should take marriage lightly at all. So I agree with her on some things. The only thing that I would be more leery of is that I have a partner, and maybe this works for you, but me personally, a partner who solely provides on me as the breadwinner only. Because what if things go south? What if things go wrong? And then here I am, like, stressing about how I'm gonna get both parts, like me and my partner, back to the top. Like, how I'm gonna do that? What I'm like struggling to get, $20. So that would be something that I would make sure, like, hey, don't put all your eggs in one basket when it comes, like, unless you want to be a stay-at-home mom, that's fine, that's good for you. But I would say never put your eggs in one basket and solely provide or solely rely on one person to provide for you. Do not do that. Because you're a grown adult as well. You got to provide for yourself too. And y'all come together as a team, cool. But I wouldn't let one person pretty much dictate everything I do in life and make sure that, like, if they lose everything, I lose everything too. That just wouldn't be comfortable for me. I'll have anxiety about that. All right, this next video is from Kiss 108. It's another reaction video. So let's see what this is about. So here we go.
Our has been together 2 years. Boyfriend and I have been together 2 years, living together 1 year. our lease is coming up in January, and all of a sudden, instead of us renewing a lease or moving into a new place together, my boyfriend decided that now he wants to move back in with his boys.
Oh, what?
Wants to move out.
No, let me explain my side, okay? It was after college. She told me I had to move in with her. I never got the opportunity to go live with my boys, live with my buddies. So now I'm taking the opportunity. It's not that I don't love her. I want to be with her still.
So how long were you guys dating when you moved in together?
We were together for a year before we moved in. We've been living together for 1 year, and he wants to go move in with his boys. I'm going to break up with him.
Oh, wow.
There's no reason to do that. She's saying she's doing that because she doesn't trust me. I don't know what she doesn't trust, is what I'm saying. I don't understand it.
It's so sketchy. Why would you want to move in with your boys?
It is tough, though, because backtracking and moving out after living together does seem a little suspect. But how old are you guys again?
I'm
24. He's 25.
So you guys are pretty young, though. It is a time of your life where you probably want to live with your friends, too.
Mike's got to experience this at least once in his life before playing house and settling down to a full-on relationship. I think it's okay for Mike to do this. It doesn't mean the relationship needs to be over.
Yeah, but Mikey and Frankie, when you guys were living with your boys, you know what you guys were doing.
I was a perfect angel.
Oh, yeah, please.
Thank you.
Please.
I'm going to be in a relationship. I'm going to be a perfect angel. I'm going to do the same thing.
Wait, that's a good point, though.
You're actually not going to be in a relationship. So my boyfriend and I have been...
Shoot. Oh, man. That's wild. Okay. That's wild. All right. So I do like the fact that both her and him was on the phone call at the same time. So that was cool that they both got to explain their side of it. You didn't really get both sides. You only get one side usually when it's stuff like this. So both 24, 25, and just got out of college. They were dating for a year. Then moved in together for a year in college, after college, and now he wants to go 25 years old, want to go live with his boys for a year or so. If you look at it like this, he never really got the opportunity to live with his friends and do hang out. Probably, I don't say go out. Like, they might go out and go do things, but like the live with your friends vibe, and this is somebody who has lived with his friends, and like during college, I lived with my friends. After I got out of college, I lived back home for a little bit with my family, and then I got my own place. But to live with your friends, like the stuff you get to talk about, like you're sitting there talking about sports, sitting there talking about, for me, when I talk about sports, video games, we might have a go out night, but like my friend was in a relationship, so he would go out and his girl would come with us sometime, or he won't go out, he'll stay in. Had a friend who was in a relationship, matter of fact, I was the single one every single time, and every time I lived with my friends, I was a single one. Everybody else had girlfriends. So the girls would come out with us, or the girls would sit, hang out to do a girls' night, and we go out and do guys' night. Like, and us doing guys' night, we'll be like, if we went to the bars, our girl would come to the bar with us. If we did guys' night, we played video games together, and stuff like that, or watch sports games and stuff like that. So it wasn't anything where we was like doing anything nefarious and having different girls over, stuff like that. No, like, they had relationships, so therefore it wasn't like a house full of different women and different people all over, stuff like that. No, and if it was different people coming over, the girls brought their friends over, and the girlfriends brought their friends over, I should say, in that situation. So to me, 24, 25, and if you're looking at this, like, okay, if I'm investing all into this girl and I'm planning on being with her for the rest of my life, like we're going to be college sweethearts and get married, a year out of 24, 25, so let's say 50 years later, 50, maybe 70 something years old, probably the end of their life, end of their time on this planet. Hopefully they go to 80, 90, that'd be amazing. But let's say the average 74, 75. So they got about 50 years. A year of him living with his friends, it's not going to be anything within 50-year time frame. If you look at that, if you look at you guys been together for 40-something years, a year within 40 years is not going to mean anything. Now, I would say it's okay for him to go do that. He wants to live with his friends for a year, let him go live with his friends for a year. Now, it's also her prerogative, and it's okay for her to say, I don't want you to do that. I'm going to break up with you. That's on her. And that right there, you know how strong this relationship is. If you guys not living together is is a breaking point to your guys' relationship, then you know it probably wasn't a strong relationship from the jump. So this is an opportunity for you guys to realize what you guys have and what you guys want. I think for him to say, hey, I'm gonna go live with my friends for a year and just experience that lifestyle with my friends, and she could cold-heartedly say, go for it, do that. You're just not gonna be doing it with me around, and that's completely fine. And maybe a year go by and they can go back and realize that maybe they do want each other and come back together again. But he does have his right. He's his own human being to say, you know what? I haven't experienced that. I want to go live with my friends and see how my friends live and do this, friend thing together for a year and just, do that. I'm down to do that. I'm throwing a year on it. I'm not sure how long it could be. It could be 2 years, 3 years, whatever the case would be. But I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go live with my friends. She's pretty much telling no, we're moving together and we forced to move together. She's like, you're not moving with your friends. So she's kind of forcing him into the situation. And he said his honest opinion. Let's take it as face value. He wants to experience a year with his friends or live with his friends. Go for it. It's up to her. That's 100% on her to break up with him. That's on her. But if your relationship and you got caught on being together, until your 70s, until your 80s, 1 year with him living with his friends in his 20s is not going to be a detriment unless he doesn't know he's going to cheat like that. Now, he doesn't have your trust and you don't trust him. That's another issue you have to work out. But as of right now, as I'm seeing it, it's fine for him to do that. And you're right. And she is in her right to break up with him. That's what I'm saying. But to me, you can't stop him from doing something he wants to do. He wants to go live with his friends, let him go live with his friends, because you don't want him regretting. That's nothing. You don't want him regretting the fact that he didn't get the chance to do that and feel like he missed out and feel like he was just strapped to a ball and chain until he's 50, until his 50s, until I guess 70s or 60s. Like when I say 50, but until he, in his 50 years from now, you don't want him to be strapped to feel like he's trapped to a ball and chain. Let him go do that. What's the harm? What's the harm if you trust him? All right, Reddit time. Advice needed. Am I the jerk for not being comfortable with my boyfriend watching adult videos? I know this is highly debated and definitely varies per relationship, but I would love some input. We've been together for 2 years and have a great relationship. I used to watch adult videos, but haven't for about a year because we have a great sexual life and I just don't feel the need. I know he take care of himself totally fine with me, but I know he watches adult films to do it. I usually try not to think about it, but it still makes me uncomfortable. Just the idea of him getting off to another woman makes me so upset and uncomfortable. He said this is just something you're going to have to get over, which felt really disrespectful. I sent him news in the past, even other adult media, but I guess that was not enough. I don't know. I would love some advice on a middle ground that works for others or some advice. Edit. My partner is very well aware of this post and this is something we have actively discussed. I feel it might be important to mention that I quit watching adult films at the beginning of our relationship, not because he asked me, but because I wasn't interested in it anymore. He never had a problem with it, which I respected. We know we will have different boundaries based on what we are comfortable with. Things that might make me uncomfortable may not make him uncomfortable and vice versa. This is not something we will break up over by any means, but simply something that I was reaching out about for a compromise that have worked for others in the past. Of course, I have insecurities just like everyone, but I know I am very attractive and he thinks I'm the absolutely bee's knees. I feel as though it is natural for someone to not feel comfortable with their partner getting off to another person and possibly imagining themselves being in the guy's shoes. This was simply a post asking for constructive input and advice. So are you the jerk though? Are you the jerk for being mad at your boyfriend for watching adult videos? Well, this is where the part where you come off as being a jerk. You also watched it as well, and you was perfectly fine with it. But the moment you got in a relationship, you guys were having good, pretty much good sex. Once you guys were having good sex, you stopped watching it. And that's something you decide. That's a decision on yours, but that's not a decision that he made. He was completely comfortable with you stop watching dope films, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna continue handling myself if I need to. You can't try to force him to stop watching it because you cut yourself out of it for yourself. That's something that if he want to stop watching dope film, it's something he will have to come to the compromise of. Now, he didn't have to tell you like that's something you have to get over with. That's something, that's a harsh way to put it. But if he's perfectly fine with it, it's not an addiction, it's not involving his life and not tearing him up and not allowing him to be intimate with you, which he's continuing to be intimate with you. He's continuing to show you affection and hook up with you, or pretty much have sex with you. He's continuing to do that. So therefore, porn is not taking over his life. It's not an addiction. He just does it to handle himself. You say he only watches it when he handling himself. There you go. So it's not something that he's watching at all times and it's eating him up throughout the day. He can't live his life without watching it. So therefore, it's not an addiction to him. He only watches when he handles himself, and he probably doesn't look at porn the same way. Also, you realize, I just called it what it is, but you also have to realize that it's acting, it's media, it's not real. So if you come to that, it's entertainment pretty much. So if you're watching adult films and understanding what it is, you're not gonna get sucked up into that whole world like, oh my gosh, it's real. It's not real. You probably look at adult films as something to watch while you're single and not really having somebody there so you can take care of yourself. But he looks at it as like a way to just make sure he handles himself and he's not, bothering you about having sex 24/7. So he probably have a high sex drive, and that's probably one of the ways him handling himself without bugging you like, hey, babe, let's have sex every single day, where he was like, you know what? I'm not gonna bug her for sex. I'm just gonna handle myself, and when you have sex, we have sex. It's great. So to be mad at him, you have every right to have your feelings and opinions, but you can't force him to stop doing something and be upset because he won't stop. That's where you come the jerk in it, because you're getting upset that he won't stop watching it, when reality, he never signed up to say I was gonna stop watching it. Y'all both started together. You decided to stop doing it. He's like, no, I'm gonna continue to handle myself. So you can't get mad at him for doing that, but just the compromise in this would be like, just understand that he watching it and ask him what his thoughts are on it. Like, how does he look at adult films and adult videos? If he looks at it like, his acting, entertainment, and all that stuff, then you're good. Like, there's no insecurity. He's not sitting there thinking like, oh, how much he wants to be with this person. He's just like, okay, this is a good video, get off. And once he gets off, he shows the laptop or whatever the case may be and walks away. Like, he's not sitting there thinking like, oh, I want to be with this adult actress. That's not what's going through his mind. And you get asked him that too, like, hey, do you ever think, like, and he'll probably give you an honest answer. Apparently he gave you an honest answer saying that, you know what, I'm not going to stop watching it. And it's up to you to be comfortable with it. And you say you're not going to break up with him. So that comes down to your comfortability and just be like, all right, I understand that. I'm not going to break up with him. I still love him for who he is. This is your compromise right there. You guys come to, he's going to watch it and you decided not to. That's your compromise. That's where it comes down to. And that's just a hard conversation you have to accept and talk to him about it and continue to talk to him about. Like, ask him, and he constantly gives you reassurance and constantly, hype you up and makes you feel like $110. And you said, matter of fact, you even said he thinks I'm the absolutely bee's knees, which means right then and there, he 1000% hypes you up at all times. So as long as you keep getting that energy, you don't have to worry about it. It's something that I would say, you understand that he watches it, but it's not something that's like he's going to leave you over. That's what I'm going to say. Like, you don't have to worry. He continue to give you that energy. Now, what you want to be concerned about, you realize his energy changes and he's not giving that same energy, not giving you that same mentality. That's where I'll be like, what's going on? But it won't be because of the adult films he's watching. Next question. Would this turn you off if a girl said this? I've been texting this girl I met online. We were talking about past relationships and she told me that she had 2 relationships, one for a little over a year and another for like 10 months. She told me her last one messed her over or screwed her over. Since she's 23 and I'm 28, I said something like, yeah, most guys around that age gap just want to get in your pants. Then she said, well, so far none of them have managed to get in my pants, and that's her last ex kept pushing her. This confused me. So you're in a relationship with someone you never had sex with for a year and being in one. How is that even possible? Also, she said she likes princess treatment. Red flags all around or nah? She's a virgin. She's a virgin. That's not a red flag at all. Like, matter of fact, kudos to her for sticking up to her guns and not letting people, not just, having sex just to have sex. Good for her. That's not a red flag at all. Why would that be a red flag? Are you trying to get into her pants and that's why it's a red flag to you? It's not a red flag. Now you have to ask yourself, are you willing to date somebody till marriage, for abstinence? Are you willing to date somebody who's abstinence? You have to ask yourself that. That's what that comes down to. It's not a red flag. Matter of fact, I wouldn't consider a green flag or a beige flag. It's it's kudos for her. It's up to you what you need to ask yourself about. Do you want to ask yourself that am I comfortable being in a relationship with somebody who's abstinence? That's what you need to ask yourself. And ask yourself, what are you looking for in a relationship? Are you looking for somebody who, doesn't put who's not a virgin? You're looking for somebody who okay with having sex? Or you're looking for somebody who's like, you think sex is not, I don't want to have sex yet. Or who's sexually fluid, I guess. Not sexually fluid is not the term. But looking for somebody who is all right with having sex or doesn't mind having sex prior to marriage. Are you looking for somebody who is not abstinent? That's the word I'm looking for. Are you looking for somebody who's not abstinent? Are you looking for somebody who's abstinent? You need to ask yourself those questions, because if you're okay with dating somebody who's abstinent, that wouldn't bother you at all. And it is possible to be in a relationship with somebody for a year and not have sex. I've been in relationships with people I didn't have sex with. Like, it's 1,000% possible. So that's not a red flag. Now, princess treatment. She likes the princess treatment. She just like to be wined and dined and taken out and door open for her, and a guy who's willing to, be the knight on a white shining horse who pretty much covers everything. That's what she wants. She's 23 years old. She wants somebody to do everything and take her out and drive her around and do all that stuff. That's what she wants. Now you gotta ask yourself, an older lady probably doesn't want princess treatment. She want to be felt like a princess, but she don't want to be like, you do everything for me. The older lady's not gonna want that. That's gonna come with maturity. And you just ask yourself, are you okay with somebody who's like, they're not going to pretty much lend a hand for anything. They want princess treatment. They want to be, carried everywhere they go. Think of it that way. They don't want to, get down and maybe take 2 steps and got your back. Like, hey, sit down for a moment. I got this one. She's not going to be the one to help pay for dinner pretty much that way. If you're like, this is the 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th date, she's not going to be like, don't worry, babe, I got that. Which is very hot when a girl did to me, babe, say less, I got this one. Like, wait a minute, what? Like, I'll be like, hold up, no, I got it. Okay, cool. I find that attractive. A girl instead of stand her ground a little bit, like, no, I got this. But you're not gonna get that from her. It's gonna be the 10th date. 6 months in, she's still gonna expect you to pay for everything. So that's what she meant, princess treatment. That would be my red flag. I'd be like, I don't want somebody who wants princess treatment. I want to treat somebody like a princess, but I don't want to be told that they want to be treated like a princess. I want to treat somebody like a princess, but I haven't been told they want to be treated like a princess. Somebody tells me they want to be treated like a princess, I'm going to be like, yeah, no, I'm not the guy to sit and be like, yes, princess, yes, here you go. Gotta make sure hand and feet. No, they put a giant cart down so you can walk down the street. I'm not about to parade you around like some kind of trophy. That's just not me. Next question. Posters of half-naked anime girls. I went on a date to hang out at this guy's place, and when we got to his room, I noticed a big poster of some anime girl with her TT's fully out, just the nipples were covered up and legs fully spread. Oh, that's intense. Why would he hang up something like this? It is weirding me out so much. I knew beforehand that he was into anime, and he also has other anime related stuff in his room that I don't mind, but I don't think he would keep up such a explicit poster just because he is a fan, right? I feel like I was just staring at something he gets off to regularly. Like, that should be kept private and not up for everyone to see. Am I overreacting? Is this normal for anime fans? I had the same situation similar to back when I was in college. There was Walmart used to sell like pictures of like swimsuit models, and I had a poster of like 5 swimsuit models together, and they had put it on my wall, and they had a poster of like a Bud Light model in my wall in college. And I'll never forget, a girl looked at one of the posters and she's like, "Is that the kind of girl you like?" And I was like, "Huh?" She goes, "That's the kind of girls you like." I was like, I just a poster, just hot women on there. I didn't think anything of it. And I think there's no different from the anime thing to just regular models on the wall. Now the pose and everything, yeah, that's intense. That's a big pose. I probably wouldn't have a pose like that. A girl spread eagle and all that. That's a little too much. But I would say younger Ali, college Ali, probably might have had that poster up before a girl called me out on it. Sometimes getting called out on things like that is a good checker. It's like, okay, not everybody is okay with having a girl on a wall like spread eagle, everything out, anime chick. So is it normal? No, I wouldn't say that's normal. I would say he's probably one of a handful of guys who might have that. And yes, he probably should put it in a private area and not let it hang out fully in his room, but he was in his room too. And maybe he's not used to having women come into his room, and it's like the first time or one of the first few times where he brought a lady into his room, and looking at that like, yeah, that can't fly. So probably just like say, hey, why, what's with that? What's the backstory on that? And see what he says. And he's like, brighten up with glee and like, oh my gosh, that's, Nico Robin from One Piece, and she's all this, and this is my favorite, this and this, and he like glees up like that, and you're like, okay. Or he'd be like, yeah, I probably get another poster. That one's probably a little too much. I can see that. Like, ask him what he thinks of that and what he thinks of that poster. But overreacting, a little bit you could be overreacting by saying like, well, how come, I know he's in the anime, well, stuff like that, because a guy, you'll find, if he's in the anime, you can find that kind of stuff. Like, that's not hard to come across. Like, he probably seen more stuff than just that. But is it normal for anime fans to put posters up like that? Of like explicit posters like that? If they're young and probably don't think anything of it, but the older they get, that'll change. I don't think that's going to be up on every wall. So I'm going to say that's normal. Next question. Best dating apps. I'm just looking for some good dating apps I can use because my luck with the ones I've been on haven't been great. I've already used Hinge, Baboo, and Facebook dating. Hinge and Baboo aren't even suggesting me people anymore, and Facebook dating keeps showing me people that live 100 miles away. And even though the distance is limited to 50 miles, I can't use Tinder as well. I got banned on that somehow before I made my profile. I think it was because I tried to make the profile before I was 18, but now I'm 18, so I don't know why I'm still banned, and nobody on their support team is helpful in the slightest. I tried using Bumble too, but for some reason, every time I try signing up, it just brings me back to the login screen. I also tried using Plenty of Fish a while back, but the apps just had people that were either bots or have been inactive for months. So what's with that? What dating apps would be my best option? You're 18 years old. You don't need to be using dating apps. To be honest, 18 is way too young to be using a dating app. The best option it depends on what you're looking for, but you're 18 years old. If you're looking to just casually date, Tinder would be the one. You might want to change a new email address or use a new account to get onto Tinder. But 18, go hang out with friends. Go do something that college, work. There are people you can meet and just start networking and meet people that way, and then you'll find people to date. 18 on a dating app, you're not there yet. You're not there yet. And trust me, you have plenty of time. You have plenty of time to meet people and plenty of time to use dating apps. But 18 right now, I would say just enjoy life. Enjoy meeting people like in the wild, through college, through school, cause you're 18 till you probably still probably still in high school. Like, meet your friends through high school. You don't need to be on a dating app yet. 18, no. 18, high school, college, school, work. You have options. Trust me. Just wait. Just wait. Especially if you go to college, just wait. Then once you get, past college, then you might want to start using dating apps. But right now, there's not the time to use dating apps. Trust me. But to answer that question, what I think is the best dating app, I would say Hinge is the best dating app. Hinge is the best one because of the fact that you can see what people are into, what they're looking for, and like I say, looking for a serious partner to date. Casually, Tinder is the one to use. It's for the casually date, it's the best one. But definitely go with Hinge if you're looking for somebody to seriously date. Next question. What makes a man bad in bed? Not communicating. Not asking questions, not communicating, and being selfish. That what makes a guy bad in bed. If you want to be better in bed, ask your partner what they like. Ask your partner how they like you to do certain things. That would make you better in bed, make you a better partner. Communication. Two-way street here. Two-way street. It's not just one person come and get all the ice cream. No, both people have to enjoy the ice cream. So, yes, not communicating makes somebody bad in bed. Next question. Do men really get bored of their girlfriends or wives? My dad is criticizing me for seeing my boyfriend for a few hours the day before my boyfriend and I went on a weekend getaway. He said I shouldn't have seen him because men get bored when they see their girlfriend too much, and then they don't want to see them because it becomes a chore. And then he told me I should just see my boyfriend less and make the relationship last longer. And it honestly offended me. And then he called me stupid for not seeing that he had a point. That's not a good dad. My boyfriend and I, we're both 30, don't see each other every day. But also, I think this is messed up way of thinking. Yes, everyone needs time to do their own things, but if you get bored of your significant other after seeing them for a few days and need some days apart, to me seems like a problem for a marriage. And my dad is like, marriage is different, but it's not. When you get married, a switch doesn't happen that makes you less bored, and you are literally with them much more. To me, there's a difference between being bored and being bored of your significant other. And my dad is like, all men get bored of their girlfriends. They get bored of them being with the same woman, which is why you can't see them all the time. This is bull. I'm not going to be planning my dates to make sure we have days apart. My boyfriend and I see each other when we want to. But I really want to know if it's really true. Do all men feel bored at some point of their girlfriend and wife? Do you feel it's a chore to see them, pick them up? No. Be bored of a significant other, that's if you're, because you think about this, you plan on getting married, you're gonna see your partner every single day. How you can be bored of your significant other? You want your significant other to be like your best friend, be like the person that you want to live your life with. So no, if you're bored of your significant other, I mean, there's something wrong with the relationship. It means it's not a healthy relationship, or whatever the case may be. And somewhere down the line, either you guys will not continue to date each other, you guys will not continue to do things to make the relationship thrive, and you guys are falling apart. And I think what you need to do is go back and reinvent your relationship, whether that's having dates at home or making a date night in the living room, or whatever the case may be, doing things to make the relationship have that energy. So if you're getting bored of your significant others because either one of you guys are not putting enough into the relationship to keep the relationship thriving. Like it's like a flame. You keep fanning that flame to make sure it stays hot. If you let the flame die out, it's not going to last long. So I don't think men get bored of a significant other. And then a man does get bored of a significant other because he sees her way too much, which is crazy. Like you want to see your partner all the time. If you see them way too much, then that person not truly investing to me in that relationship. So I don't think men get bored of a significant other. And I also do agree that you do need to have some time apart, as in like you go do your own things. Like, all right, I'm going to go to the bookstore by myself. I'm going to go do this by myself. But also it's okay for you guys to have your separate time to do your own thing. But you should never get bored of one another. You should never be like, oh God, here comes my girlfriend. Like, no, it should never be like that. And vice versa. Oh, there's my boyfriend. Here he comes over. Or there's my wife or husband. Here they come. Like, it should never, ever be like that. And it shouldn't get to that point. So, I don't agree with him. And no, if man truly loves his wife and girlfriend, he's not going to get bored of her. I don't care what you say. Next question. Am I the jerk for being mad at my fiance after she banned strippers at my bachelor party? I'm 29 male and my fiance Ava, 28 female, are planning a wedding. Ava put down a boundary that there would be no strippers and no strip clubs at my bachelor party or at her bachelorette party. I'm not the kind of guy that visits strip clubs. I don't see the point. Ava said that she couldn't take the chance that I would cheat on her with a stripper and marry them. That's reaching. That's some reach. I was offended because I never once had even thought about cheating. She was accusing me of being a potential cheater with no proof. That's kind of a reach. Ava defended herself because a friend of her friend, Clara, had strippers at her bachelorette party and she left her fiance for one of them. So it could happen. I met Clara and her husband and the kids, and they seem happy and in love. I said that her story means one of two things. One, that Ava's more likely to cheat. Two, that wouldn't happen because I wouldn't take Ava back if she did cheat on me with a stripper. Wait. I met Clara and her husband and kids, and they seem happy and in love. She left her fiance for one of them, so it could happen. Okay, so all right, so Clara did cheat on her husband. Her fiance married the stripper. Okay. Ava threw a fit and said that no strippers meant no strippers. I was furious because she was accusing me of being a potential cheater with no evidence. She said I had no reason to be upset. Edit, I don't drink and I wouldn't have had strippers in the first place. I'm upset because she said that she didn't want strippers because she thought I would cheat on her and marry a stripper. That is a far-fetched thing. That sounds like somebody, how is she, 28? Yeah, that sounds like somebody who hasn't really experienced life yet. That sounds like that sounds like a 28-year-old. Like, no, they'll go off and cheat because somebody else did that. Your friend Clara, friend of a friend, I should say, is a cheater. Not your boyfriend. Your boyfriend never gave you any inkling that he would cheat or anything like that. Then why would you be afraid of him, going off with a stripper? One, he said he didn't even want to have a strip club in his thing. So are you the jerk for being mad at your fiance for banning strippers? It's not about the strippers. Let's come down to that. It's not about the strippers. It is the implication of you going to cheat. I would say yes. It'll be, I would be a little upset. You're like, wait a minute, are you questioning my judgment? Like, what's going on here? And she says that, like, well, a friend of a friend did that. Well, like, that's a friend of a friend. That's not me. And have I ever gave you any kind of inkling or any kind of thought that I would do such a thing? That's where I'll be like, it's like trying, like, a little bit hurt because you're telling me that I'm going to cheat when I never even thought about doing such a thing. So I would say you are right to feel mad. You're not the jerk for being upset, but it's not about the strippers. It's more about the thought process of her thinking that you're going to cheat. Or maybe she might be the one who's thinking about doing it, and for her, have no strippers at a bachelorette party might help her stay loyal if that's what she's dealing with. So I would ask her, like, would you think about cheating? Like, like would that go through your mind? Like, would you think about that? And see what she says. It might be an interesting conversation. It might be something you guys can talk about and discuss. But as far as, are you the jerk for being mad? No, you're not the jerk for being mad for this one. Next question. Got called a jerk because I said I wouldn't give validation to a girl. So I matched with this girl on Plenty of Fish. We started talking a bit, but I noticed she wasn't too talkative. So I asked her if she was looking for a relationship or just validation or casual or just friends. She replied back saying that she just got out of a relationship and wanted validation. So I replied back with, I'm sorry, but I'm not looking for that. I'm sure plenty of other guys will give you that on here. She proceeded to say I was a jerk and that I wouldn't get too far on online dating. So I'm confused. Never ran into that before. So you got called a jerk because you wouldn't give a girl validation on a dating app. That's your prerogative. You not sitting there fleeing somebody's flames and peacocking them while they're on a date. Well, peacocking not the word, but like, hyping them up on a dating app, getting that validation that, oh, people do like her. Like, that's not what you're there for. You stick to your guns and don't be confused by that. You're going to run into other people who just want dating apps for validation because get that dopamine rush. You don't want to talk to those people. You dodge a bullet here. You save time. Go meet somebody who actually want to go on a date with you and not sit there and want their ego, stroked. Next question. Are guys actually willing to hook up with anyone? I always hear that girls have it easy when it comes to getting guys or whatever because guys will hook up with anything with a post, but specifically asking the guys, is that true? I'm only asking because if I hint to a guy that I want to have sex, would they be willing? Like, despite how I may look or anything? Or do guys have standards when it comes to casual sex? Sorry if this isn't the right sub to post this, by the way. There are some guys who will hook up with anything. There are guys out there who are pretty much thirsty, and you can find them on dating apps. You can find those guys. But then depending on what kind of guy you're looking for somebody with more, carrying themselves a certain way and more status and more, have a certain aura about them or a certain, I'm trying to think of the word I'm looking for, but they just carry themselves a certain way. They probably won't sit there against a certain standard. They probably won't just hook up with anybody. They probably think about it. And depending on what that guy's looking for. If the guy's looking for, a relationship and looking to date somebody, then he's not going to just hook up with anybody. But if the guy is looking just to hook up and doesn't really care about who he's hooking up with and doesn't really care, like he's just looking to have fun, he will hook up with anybody. So it depends on the kind of guy you're talking to. I would say when it comes to hooking up, and it's just like no strings attached, I'll put about 60-40. I was like about 60% of men would hook up and with no strings attached and literally just like for them like to get off and just have a good time and have fun. Yeah, but if the guy's like, no, I have standards, I have values, I have not values, but I have standards and I have, my values are this thing. Now I say like, my values are this thing, this is what I value and this is what I'm looking for. He might not just hook up with you out the bat. Like, not every guy's gonna do that, but yes, guys are more willing and able to hook up than most. Like I would say that guys are more likely to say, you know what, let's hook up, let's have fun, no strings attached, than women. This is a fact. But as far as like all guys like that, it depends on what every guy's looking for. But if you got a guy who said no strings attached, this is just a hookup, we're calling it quits after this, and he's like, I'm just here to have fun, not trying here to have a relationship or anything prior to it. Sure. Yeah, I'll give it a hookup. Why not? Why not? I'll say a guy say that. I can say a guy say that. All right, last one. Modern dating is hell. I don't know if it's just me and my looks or whatever, or if it's my generation, but dating is absolutely hell. It's never ending limbo of swiping, empty conversations, ghosting, being stood up, and being led on. Everyone's so materialistic and shallow. Must be this tall, must make this much, have this amount of hair, must weigh this much, must do this or do that. What the F happened? Especially since bad men have absolutely ruined it for the rest of us. That sounds like very my lady, I know. Did I enter a portal to never-ending dating game? I remember things used to be different. People actually took the time to get to know someone before they even started considering a relationship. Now everyone has such high standards and wonder why they can't find a partner. Everyone has standards. I don't care how much you say you don't, you do. But everyone's standards are so unrealistic now. It's unbelievable. Unique people are now a dying breed because nobody wants anything to do with them. People now want people who look like their favorite celebrity or etc. Is this all there is? If so, we need to put more money into adult dolls because we are all effed. Okay, this is not dating's absolutely hell. It's your mindset to dating that's the issue. You have to have a positive mindset when it comes to dating. Yes, dating is going to be harder nowadays because there's more options. People are not just settling anymore. People are not just giving up there and like, oh, well, I guess I'm not going to find this one, so I'll settle for 60% of this person. No, people are not doing that. If you ask yourself what you're looking for. Ask yourself, what do you want out of this? Do you want to hook up or do you want an actual partner to live the rest of your life with? Are you looking for casual dating or are you looking for to marriage? What are you looking for? So then you start there. That's what you need to ask yourself for. And then start weeding people out. You're not supposed to meet you're not supposed to try to like marry all 100,000 people out there on the dating apps. You're not trying to marry everybody out there. You're not trying to do it. That's not your goal. On Tinder, there's like 10 million people on that app. Your goal is not to marry 10 million people, all the women on there. That's not your goal. Your goal is to find the best person that matches best with you and wherever your values are in life, wherever that may be. That could be you just want a partner who you coexist with and y'all spend the rest of your life with, a life partner. You're not trying to look for marriage. That could be that. Or it could be that you're looking for somebody casual to hook up with, and wherever that person's life goals are and whatever their values are, that's what you want in somebody. You want somebody that aligns best with you. And a dating app actually gives you the ability to do that. Yes, you hear women if you get on TikTok and Instagram and Reddit and YouTube, you'll see people who are saying like, well, I only date men who are this high. I only date men who make this much money and all that stuff. Or I only date women who are a certain body type or whatever the case may be. You'll find people who say that, but that's not the majority. That's not the majority of people out there. And you look around and you can see people in couples and see people in relationships all the time. It's not that hard to find somebody. But to find somebody that works best with you, that's what's going to be the challenge. You don't want to settle. And if you're looking not to settle, then there it is. But if you're looking for, I just don't care who I would hook up with. I don't care who I live the rest of my life with. I don't care who my kids' parents are. I don't care what that lady is. I don't care what he's like. Then you can find that person. Would they be the best partner? Probably not. It probably be somebody you're like, why did I do that? Why did I mess this? Like, you might find somebody you're not compatible with, and you're just in it because you just need a body. And do you really want that? You need to ask yourself, do you really want that? So it's not that dating is a hell. It's that your mindset on dating is the issue. You need to fix your mindset. Look at dating in a positive lens. Look at dating as, okay, I'm looking to find my partner. All right, this person didn't match it. All right, I'm one step closer to find my partner. That person didn't work out. I'm another step closer to find my partner. That person didn't work out. I'm another step closer to find my partner. That's what you need to look at. I was on dating apps for 12 years before I found my partner. 12 years. I also never really sat there and been like, well, woe is me. There's never going to be another chance. It was just like, all right, that one didn't work out. Okay, move on to the next person. Good person, just not the best match. That's fine. Find the next person. Okay, you know what? This person's not the best match. Cool. Find the next person. All right, this person hits everything right now. This person's a really good match. Let's see where this goes. And another thing, you don't have to rush into a relationship either. You can take your time and get to meet somebody. That's the point of dating. But just understand, you get on a dating app, you're looking to meet a partner on a dating app. You said back then, prior to dating apps, there was no like, okay, I'm here for this. It was, I bumped into this person might be cool, we'll see what happens. Oh no, now, I have this person I don't want to talk to anymore, I'm leaving it. Like, you don't hear about all the horror stories, but now you do because dating apps and technology and internet. So your mindset, what the issue is when it comes to dating, and you have to change your mindset, have a more positive mindset, and you'll find yourself enjoying dating more and find yourself meeting people that, this could be a potential partner. Let's go on more dates and see what happens. But all right, guys, that's it for this episode of Nerdy Dating. Thank you guys for watching this episode so much. I appreciate y'all. Please like, share, subscribe it. Also, you can throw questions in the comment section below. You can DM me on Instagram and Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. I guess you watch this on Facebook and do it on Facebook too. And I will answer your question on the show. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating, and keep being awesome. Thank you for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating. I really appreciate it. If there's another episode you want to watch, you can look at it right there. If you want to subscribe to the page and watch more content, it's down here. Also, you have a question about dating, you want to put it in the comment section, go ahead and do it. Or you can send me your dating question to my email of alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. That's alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. And I will answer your question on the next episode of Nerdy Dating. Thank you so much for watching the show. I appreciate you, and keep being awesome.